Mosquitoes are a menace, and most of us would try anything to get some relief from the slapping and scratching. A popular gadget in the summer months is a portable mosquito repeller, like the Thermacell Patio Shield. But with no batteries and twice as many components that need replacing, is the Thermacell Patio Shield your new outdoor best friend, or just a cash cow for Thermacell? And most importantly, does it actually work? In this hands-on review, I'm going to try it out at my home to see what it's like to use, what makes it different from other Thermacell devices, and how it works. There's also a couple of things you'll want to know about this device before you hit add to cart. I'll tally up the pros and the cons and let you know if I think I can recommend this mosquito repelling device for you. A couple of years ago, I reviewed the Thermacell Radius mosquito repeller, and much to my surprise, it worked just as advertised. Radius is a battery-powered, fully rechargeable, and portable mosquito repeller that actually does the job. I was pretty happy with it, despite the fact you need to buy refill repellent cartridges to keep the mosquito shield up and running. Other than that, I had no issues with the device. You can see that full review right here on the channel. While that device relies on a rechargeable battery, the Patio Shield here doesn't. It gets its power from something else, and to find out more about that, let's take a look at what you get in the box. What's in the box? You'll get the Thermacell Patio Shield itself, which is a cylindrical-shaped plastic device that feels really lightweight. This version comes in a bunch of different fun colors too, and that's one of the key differentiators from other products in the Thermacell lineup. Also in the box, you'll find one small butane cartridge and a trio of repellent mats. You don't get a charging cable or anything because Patio Shield relies fully on the fuel cartridge to heat up the mat in order to disperse the repellent. Yes, that is twice the number of consumables or replaceables to worry about, and seemingly a step backwards over Thermacell's newer rechargeable mosquito repellers, but that's where it gets its differentiating factor from, and that's that this version requires no batteries whatsoever, meaning the Patio Shield is a better choice if you're heading off-grid and away from power. When it comes to the setup and assembly, it's pretty straightforward. Unwrap everything from the packaging and take off the cap from the butane cartridge. The cartridge just screws into the inside of the Patio Shield. Then when you're ready to use it, you'll want to unwrap one of those little repellent mats. It just slides in under the plastic on top of the device. When it's time to activate it, turn the dial along the base to the on position for about 5 seconds, and then twist it one step further to the start position and hold it for a few more seconds to activate the butane. Once you can hear it kind of running very faintly, you can move the dial back to the on position and put it in the center of your seating area. There's also a tiny window in the top side of the device that should begin to glow red once it's activated. One final thing to consider is that this takes about 15 minutes for the device to spread enough repellent around you to create that mosquito-free zone. That means you should turn it on about 15 minutes before you want to use it to get maximum coverage out of it, or you're going to have to wait and potentially slap mosquitoes. Thermacell also says, by the way, that this device can only be used outdoors. So how does it work? The butane cartridge generates heat to vaporize a liquid solution that's inside the mat. That solution disperses into the air so that when mosquitoes run into it, they tend to head in the other direction. Not only does the repellent create a cone of inhospitability for mosquitoes, but it also does this without any noise, smoke, or scent. This is a huge benefit for many people who would just like to enjoy a quiet, smoke-free evening. Plus, the product and its consumables don't include the chemical DEET if that's a concern to you. I just want to take a quick moment here to call out the fact there are a few different options from Thermacell that use this same technology. You can get the Thermacell Patio Shield lantern, which has an LED light for extra illumination. The lantern does add the use of AA batteries, which are only used to power the light. The butane cell will still fuel your repellent. There's also the portable handheld area repellent, which is simply a different design that makes it marginally easier to carry around. But back to the Patio Shield, the design is another differentiator. It's meant to be portable and easy to move around the yard, and since it's only marginally larger than a soda can, you can really bring it anywhere. Which brings up another reason you might be interested in the Thermacell Patio Shield in particular, if you'll be camping or off-grid. Because this device has no batteries and doesn't need charging, it's ideal for carrying when you don't want to have to worry about finding juice. Let's get to the big question you all no doubt have. Does this device work? You can probably just barely see the device working here. It emits just the faintest wisps from the top of the unit. I used the Patio Shield on several nights out in our backyard. It's been a really cold and rainy spring here in Calgary, and that has led to a lot of mosquitoes this season. When you're placing this device, the ideal location is going to be in the center of where you're sitting, on a table or otherwise nearby, so that it can create that radius of protection. I can say from my personal experience, it doesn't smell at all, and there's no noticeable smoke or vapor unless you're looking really closely, and it runs perfectly silently. It's definitely not going to compete with your music, and certainly not going to be as jarring as one of those big bug zappers. Trying to measure mosquito concentrations in various positions in my yard would probably be an exercise in futility, so I can only go on what my gut tells me with this device and what others who've been around it say. In short, it actually does seem like it's working, and I felt like I was slapping mosquitoes a whole lot less, or even not at all, when I had one of these devices running nearby. It also had the bonus effect of keeping mosquitoes off the dogs, too. I was not very happy with the fact that there is no auto shutoff on this device. It is far too easy to run through a full tank of butane if you don't remember to turn it off, which I'm sure Thermacell might like, because then you need to buy more. Thermacell says Patio Shield can repel mosquitoes up to about 15 feet away, and I found that was pretty accurate from my testing. It did seem after a while the mosquitoes simply stopped getting close to us, but when I got up to go inside the house, I would find they were lurking elsewhere in the yard. Thermacell says each of the repellent mats should last about 4 hours. While that doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, it's likely enough for you to enjoy dinner and drinks in your backyard. The mats are going to change color from blue when they are brand new to more white when they are exhausted. And as far as I can tell, if you don't completely use up a mat in one sitting, as long as it still looks like there's some repellent in there, you should be able to continue using the same mat until it's depleted. All your mosquito-free fun really goes away after you fully deplete the fuel cartridge, which should last about 12 hours or through 3 consecutive repellent mats. A replacement bundle consisting of a cartridge and a set of 3 mats costs about $8.99 US or $9.49 Canadian, but this will add up if you start using the repellent daily or for longer stretches. As far as I can see, this means your total cost of ownership of the Thermacell Patio Shield here is going to pretty quickly exceed both the cost of this device and of the even higher priced Thermacell rechargeable products and their cartridges. Overall, there's definitely a customer for this product, and the fact there are thousands of these sold every month underlines the fact it does have a place in the market. Even so, it might not be the ideal solution for everyone. Let's take a look at the pros and the cons to see if this is right for you. On the pro side, it's very compact and lightweight, making it portable, and it doesn't need batteries to operate. It operates without any smoke or scent and doesn't make any noise. And when it comes to whether or not it works, I feel like it does help keep the mosquitoes at bay, and if it doesn't eliminate them completely, it cuts way down on their concentration within a 15-foot radius. So what are the downsides? Definitely the fact you will need to restock 2 sets of supplies instead of 1, and that comes with a not insignificant cost that's eventually going to add up to more than you pay for the device. The butane cartridges and mats appear to be proprietary, so it's not even as though you could find other cheaper off-brand options. You may also struggle to even find replacements if you're out camping in the backwoods. Also, most maddeningly, it does not turn off automatically, so if you happen to forget about it, as I did, you could easily exhaust an entire mat or tube of butane without realizing. If you prefer to limit your spending to 1 set of refills, you can investigate a different option like the rechargeable Thermacell Radius, which uses small vials of liquid as the mosquito repellent. I definitely recommend Radius, but depending on what your use case is, I do also find the Patio Shield here does the job really well. For that reason, I can absolutely recommend it to you as long as you can see the refills treadmill that you're getting yourself onto. Thermacell Patio Shield here sells for about $26.99 US or $36.99 Canadian for the unit itself, while those replacement 12-hour bundles with a cartridge and a set of 3 mats costs about $8.99 US or $9.49 Canadian. And you can, of course, check out my full review of the Radius or other cool outdoor technology right now.